In progress.
A very good morning and welcome to this session of Yoga Online. Come to sit comfortably. This morning, try to change your posture, your seated posture. If you've been sitting in swastikasana, maybe try to sit in Vajrasana. This change in posture brings a new dynamic to the lower trunk, the hips, and the legs. We often sit habitually in one posture, so it's good to change your posture. Sit tall, lift the side of the trunk. Take any support that you need and feel the abdomen becoming soft. There should be no tension in the abdomen nor the face. Take the arms out to the side. The purpose of this is to lengthen the trunk up by lifting the shoulder girdle. Lengthen your wrists away, but start the extension from the sternal area. Open the chest. Feel the rib cage spread. Turn the palms to face forward. Feel the shoulder rotation. Turn the palms to face up. Open the chest. Breathing in, raise up the arms. So even with this action, there is a deliberate purpose. Feel the extension of the sides of the trunk, the lightness in the arms, the freedom in the trunk. Join the palms together. So this is a connection rather than pressing the palms together. Release your hands. Rest the thumb on the sternum, the other four fingers away. Feel the forearm lightly brush the floating rib. Eyes closed. And focus on the breath. As you focus on the breath, at the same time, feel that softness in the abdomen and the quietness in the face. We'll begin by chanting Om 3 times. Take a slow, deep breath in. Om. 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 Slowly open your eyes and release your hands onto your thighs. Roll the shoulders back. Roll your elbows into the sides of the trunk. Feel the sternum lift. Breathing in, raise up your head. As you breathe out, lift your ears and release the chin to the chest. As you draw the chin to the chest, feel those upper back muscles rolling down the back, away from the ears. Create space between your ears and the shoulders so that there's no compression in the cervical spine. Slowly raise up your head. Take the arms out to the side once again. Turn the palms to face up. Bend the elbows and place your fingertips on the shoulders. Draw the elbows forward so that the elbows touch. Breathing in, raise up your arm, a full stretch. Now stretch from the hip to the elbow on both sides. Puff out the armpit. Soften the abdomen and focus on your breathing. As you breathe in, feel the armpits lift, feel the elbows lift. And as you breathe out, soften the abdomen. On your next exhalation, release the elbows down, Breathing in, raise up the arms, raise up the elbows, a full stretch. Breathe out. One more time. Breathing in, a full stretch, lift the elbows, puff out the armpits, breathe out. Place your fingertips on the floor, roll the shoulders back, and lift the chest. Create a space in the chest, move the lower shoulder blade into the body and place your gaze forward. Place your hands onto your thighs once again, roll the shoulders back. Maintain this extension of the chest and the softness of the abdomen. Draw the elbows in towards the sides of the tongue. Softly gaze forward. The shoulder blades are actively pressing into the back body to maintain the firmness of the tongue. Turn to face the side. Take your knees as wide as the mat, creating space for the tongue to go down. Press your fingertips in front of the knees. And once again, a concave action. Move that lower shoulder blade into the body. Walk your hands forward. Spread the palms, spread the fingers, stretch forward, and release your neck. Release the forehead to the floor. Release the elbows. And feel the back body settle to the floor. Move the bottom onto your heels. Soften the abdomen. Feel the length of the side of the trunk. Come onto your knees. Walk your knees in below the hips. And like we did yesterday, stretch out the right leg. Heel away from you, toe towards you. Feel the extension of both legs. The hip is level, so don't lift the hip. The hip stays level. Release. And now the lift. Stretch the leg out. Move the heel away from you. Keep the hip parallel to the floor. Release and change. Maintaining the extension of the side body, stretch your heel away from you. So you're actually opening the backs of your legs as you do this. Change one more time. Lift. In full extension. Feel the backs of the knees opening. Release. Tuck the toes under. Stretch into downward dog. Open the backs of the knees. So feel that your hips are raised. It becomes the apex of the pose. So keep lifting the hips away. Feel the stretch of the back body and the opening of the backs of the legs. Feel the calves stretch. Feel the backs of the knees open. Feel the thighs stretch. And gently walk to take your heels down. Focus on the extension of the backs of the legs from the hips to the heels. Put your knees onto the floor. And come to stand. So we're focusing on the extension of the backs of the legs. Interlace your fingers, rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you. Breathing in, raise up your arms, Urdhva Badan Gulyasana. From your hips to the armpits, stretch from your armpits to your wrist, feel the stretch. As you breathe in, raise up the heels, come to stand on your toes. Maintain this extension. Now imagine somebody is holding up your wrist, maintaining the stretch of the body. Release your heels onto the floor. Feel the backs of the legs stretch. Focus on the area between the heel and the hip, lengthening the calves, opening the backs of the knees, and stretching the backs of the thighs. Once again, breathe in and lift. Stretch up. Breathing out. Release your heels. Release your hands. Keep your hands on your hips. Lift the hips away from the knees and push the thigh back. Push the quadricep back. Feel the backs of the legs stretch. Feel the backs of the legs open. Feel the calf stretch as you move the front thigh to the back thigh. Step the legs out. And the trunk to face the right side. So focus on the back leg. Move the front thigh to the back thigh and open the back leg. So it's the same action that you were doing while you were down. Stretch the heel down. Focus on that action. Of the back thigh and the back heel releasing to the floor. Can you open the back of the back leg by moving the front thigh to the back thigh and stretching that leg? So all too often we focus on the front leg, this time focus on the back leg. If it's comfortable for you, bind your hands behind you and just release the trunk forward, but focus on the lengthening of the back of the leg. The back of the back leg and the back of the front leg. Feel it stretch. Breathing up. Turn the trunk face forward and over to the left. You can choose to keep your hands on your hips, or binding the hands behind you keeps the chest open. Now once again, raise up the heel of the back leg and stretch it down as you extend. Open the backs of the thighs, the backs of the knees, and the shin. Focus on the opening the backs of the legs of both legs. Look up. And as you breathe out, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Focusing on the opening of those legs, the backs of the legs. Front leg and the back leg, feel that extension. Breathe in to come up. Turn the feet to face forward. Change the bind of your hands. So this practice of opening the backs of the legs helps us to widen and release the hamstrings as well. So once again, push the front thigh to the back thigh, open the backs of the legs, press your heels onto the floor, look up, and as you breathe out, hinge your hips, fold forward. Once again, the focus is the backs of the legs. Maintain the extension of the gaze forward. Breathe in, breathe in. Release your hands. Don't feel your legs together. Keep your feet hip-width apart. Now once again, bring your attention to the backs of the legs. Breathing in, lift the sternum. As you breathe out, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Focus on the lengthening of the backs of the legs. Stretch the backs of the knees. Move the bottom flesh over the hip. Use your hands if you have to. And feel the back thighs stretch. Release your hands and come to sit. Come to sit in Upavishta Pranasana. And the same action of moving your heels away from you and toes towards you lengthens the back of the leg. Fold your leg in, fold the left leg in, and focus on the stretch of the right leg. The work is to lengthen from the pit of the thigh to the knee, stretch the knee, from the knee, stretch the calf, stretch the Achilles. If you want, you can hold on to your big toe, or you could use a strap. If you're using a strap, wrap the strap around the ball of the foot. Pull it back. So heels away from you, toes towards you, focusing on the underside, the back of the leg. Lift the trunk. So we're still working the leg. Soften the abdomen. The trunk is extended. If you can hold up your big toe, that's perfectly fine. The work here now is to move the toe towards you, heel away from you, and stretch the back of the leg. You will find that when we lengthen and widen the hamstrings, your forward extensions become much easier. But we have to start with the legs. Release and change legs. So straighten out the left leg, holding the right. Use a strap. Lift the trunk. Heels away from you, toes towards you, and focus on the underside of the leg stretching. We've been taught, and normally we practice on the top side of the leg, move the thigh down, move the knees down. Now we're focusing on the backs of the leg. Lengthen the heel away from you, toe towards you, and feel that extension from the pit of the thigh to the knee, from the knee to the heel. Feel that length. Imagine the line running from your hip all the way to your heel, extending on the underside. And now open out both the legs. So imagine that the line running from your hip all the way the underside of your legs. Lift the trunk and now lengthen those lines behind you. Open the backs of the knees, stretch the shin, the thigh, and lift the trunk. Soften the breath, soften the face. Fold your legs in, just to rest the legs. Place your fingertips on the floor once again, and stretch out your right leg. This time, can you move the foot, the left foot, the heel into its own thigh? And now feel from the inner groin, from the pit of the thigh that you're lengthening towards the knee. This extension is there. And extend this leg. Extend the right leg. Heel away from you, toe towards you. Both legs are active. As you engage your thighs to open the backs of the legs, lift the trunk. Feel what's happening to the back of the leg. Turn the trunk to face the right leg. Lift the trunk. Breathing in, raise up your arms in full extension. As you lift the trunk, open the backs of the legs. If you can, wrap a strap around the foot. If this helps you, and lift the trunk. Your sternum is in line with the straight leg. Lift the trunk. The work is still to open the backs of the legs and lift the trunk. Stretch. If you have the mobility, walk your hands down the belt. Hold on to the outside of your foot. Stretch the leg and open the back. Lift the trunk and maintain that extension. Feel the hamstrings release. Release and change legs. Change legs. You can choose to keep your right foot on the left thigh or move the heel of the right leg into its own thigh. Wrap the strap around the left foot. Straighten the left foot and lift the trunk. Feel the extension of the underside of the leg. Lift the trunk. Gaze forward. Soften the abdomen. Eyes push down. The trunk lifts up. And walk your hands down the belt. Or hold on to the foot. Straighten the leg and lift. Focus once again is the back of the leg. Release. Release. Draw your feet forward. Heels away from you, toes towards you. Open the backs of the legs. Interlace your fingers, rotate at the wrist, turn the arms away from you. Breathe in and raise up the arms. Lift the wrists away from you, lengthen the line from the hip to the wrist. Lengthen the line from your hip to your legs. Turn the palms to face forward and stretch. Spread the palms, spread the fingers. Stretch the armpit, soften the abdomen, move the navel in. Lengthen from your heel to your big toe and from your hip to your heel, a full extension. So it's an L shape. There's a 90-degree between your trunk and your legs. Breathe out your legs. Turn to face the side of your mat once again. And that same 90-degree that you had when you were seated, can you find that 90-degree angle in your other Mukha Svanasana? There's a 90-degree angle between your trunk and your legs. Just like when you're sitting, lengthen your hip away from the armpit, open the backs of the leg. Stretch the heel down, move the front thigh to the back thigh and lengthen the legs. Feel the hamstrings becoming wider and longer. Now, draw the left foot in towards the center of the trunk and lift the right. Open the back of the leg of the right leg. Heel away from you, toe towards you. Release and change legs. The work is to stretch the back of the legs of both legs. Release. One more time, the right side. This is good therapy for the knees as well. And change. Remember the hips are level. And release. Release your knees. And take your knees as wide as the mat. Stretch forward. Soften the abdomen, release it. Release your elbows and become soft. Walk your hands back and come to lie flat on your back. Come to lie flat on your back. With both hands, draw your knees in towards the chest. Hold the back of your legs and stretch them. Heels away from you, toes towards you, and feel the backs of the legs. If you need to use a strap, use a strap. If you're using a strap, wrap the strap around both feet. Heels away from you, toes towards you. Feel the backs of the legs opening. Front thigh to the back thigh. Stretch from the knee to the heel and lift the knees away from the floor. Put up the thighs down towards the hip. So the hip is on the floor. Open the backs of the hips. This is also good for lower back issues, knee issues, and hamstrings. Slowly bend the knees, release. Keep your knees raised and your feet flat on the floor. Straighten your right leg, straighten the left leg, Once again, even in Shavasana, heels away from you, toes towards you, stretch the backs of the legs. Now release. Roll the small toe out to the side, let the big toe follow, soften the abdomen. Release the shoulder blades to the floor. On just the exhalation. Place both hands on the abdomen. Raise up your knees one by one, keeping your feet flat on the floor. The hips settle. Over to your right hand side. Support the trunk with the left hand. Rest your consciousness. Sit in any comfortable position. Feel that the legs have become quieter. Eyes closed. Soften the abdomen. Lift the sides of the chest. On the breath. And feel that the legs and the hips, with their strength, is forming a firm foundation for you. With this, lift the trunk. Join the palms together. Slow, deep breath in. As you breathe out, release the chin to the chest. As you breathe in, slowly raise up your head. Release your hands and open your eyes. Have a wonderful day, and we will meet tomorrow. Thank you.